Photo Travels. Episode 110. Wild Bill Hickok. Vinny and Mandy had never seen a square dance before. 4 musicians stood in a corner of the room. Each one held a different instrument: a violin, a banjo, a bass fiddle, and a guitar.
"Everybody grab your partners,"
shouted the man with the violin, and the band began to play.
"Let's try it,"
said Vinny, taking Mandy's hand. The dancers smiled and laughed as they whirled around the floor.
This is hard,
gasped Mandy, trying to do the dance steps.
"Just don't step on my feet,"
shouted Vinny. Suddenly, an old man ran onto the dance floor shouting,
"There's going to be a shootout!"
The music stopped and Nellie ran to the children.
What's a shootout?
Mandy asked.
It's when 2 men fight with guns,
explained Nellie.
"Young Foster and Wild Bill Hickok are outside!"
yelled the old man. Hearing this, people ran into the street. Everyone wanted to watch the shootout.
"Who's Wild Bill?"
Vinny asked Nellie.
He's the famous sheriff from Abilene,
she replied.
And the best shot in the West. He comes to Dodge City to play cards. He's good at that too.
"Come on, Mandy,"
said Vinny, grabbing her hand.
Vinny, I don't like guns,
cried Mandy, but he pulled her along. People had gathered along the street. They watched the 2 men in the middle of the road. Standing about 50 meters apart, the men faced each other.
"You're a cheat, Foster,"
said one of the men. He had long hair and wore 2 guns.
"You can't prove it, Wild Bill,"
shouted the other. He wiggled his fingers and seemed ready to draw his guns.
"Now, gentlemen, you know the rules."
Another man walked over and stood between the gunfighters.
"Hey, Mandy, there's Cookie and Frank."
Vinny pointed. The cowboys were watching the shootout too.
Vinny, doesn't this remind you of the photo?
asked Mandy. She pulled the photo out of her pocket, and it was glowing blue. She saw that the 2 men in the street were the same as in the photo.
Calm down, Wild Bill,
said a woman in a red dress. She came out of the saloon holding some coins in her hand.
Foster is just a kid. Oh!
Suddenly, she tripped, and the coins flew high into the air. Wild Bill drew his guns as fast as lightning and shot the 5 coins one after the other. The coins never hit the ground. The crowd cheered.
Vinny, this is it!
Mandy said excitedly as the photo glowed red. The children shut their eyes and fell down the dark tunnel. They landed back in the attic.
"We didn't get to see the shootout,"
said Vinny, disappointed.